Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Push, Pull, and Press. I am your lovely instructor, Olivia Winfield, today, and this exercise session is going to be targeting your upper body as well as working on your core. So to begin with, we're going to begin with some small arm circles. So start in the reverse direction for a little bit, so just kind of waking up those smaller muscles. And then let's reverse that direction. So if you were going backwards, go forwards. If you're going forwards, go backwards. You get the idea. And if you want to move back and forth in place, you are more than welcome to, like I am. Or if you want to stay stationary, you are more than welcome to do that too. All right, from arm circles, we are now going to do arm circles. So from the little ones to the big ones. So now we're really waking up that rotator cuff. I don't know if y'all heard that, but my shoulders just cracked, just to give you an idea. All right, and go in the reverse direction. Yeah, it's a nice stretch, a nice way to wake up the shoulders. If you've been sitting for a while, if you've been stationary, this is a nice way to wake them up. Okay, and now we are going to do some shrugs. So up, down, up, and down. You're not bouncing your shoulders. You're not doing this. You're not doing a little bank head bounce. You're just up and down. If you had weights in your hands, you think about the cadence that you would do. You would probably come up and hold for about a second and then down. So come up, hold, up and hold, and down. Up and hold, down. We'll do two more. Up and hold, down, up and hold, and down. All right, and now we're gonna do some reaching across here, reaching across the body. If you want to point that toe as you reach across, you're more than welcome to do so. Or if you wanted to stay stationary, you can. I like to bring the heel up and turn just to get that little extra rotation, really incorporating that side in as well as my upper body. Okay, and now to really target the scapula, we're gonna bring that arm across now. And I'm gonna tuck my chin into the arm that's wrapped around me for a little added scapular stretch. Really wake that up. And that's one of those little muscles back there. Let me tell you, as I get older, I find seemingly new and creative ways to somehow give myself a sharp little twinge in between my shoulder blades, just by doing the most innocuous of things. And they say that's part of the joy and pleasure of getting older, but I'm not 100% sure. All right, arms up, tricep stretch. Take care of our triceps here, and then we'll end with the side stretch, and then we will go into our first exercise. So I've been doing a fair amount of thinking lately, which if you happen to know me in person, that probably makes you laugh, because is there ever a time I'm not thinking? So I've been thinking though about habits, creating habits, forming new habits, breaking old habits, and just how hard that is. And what they don't tell you about how you have to keep doing that in order to keep it up. All right, side bend, you keep the arms up and stretch. Like, it is not easy to change habits. It is not easy to make the conscious choice to do something different than how you have been doing it. It's still hard even when it's something that you want to do. I won't get into something that you need to do, because we all know there's a difference between habits that we need to change versus the habits that we want to change. They're not always the same things. But it's worth it to make the change. It's going to be hard though. All right, so first exercise, it is going to be a front raise to shoulder press. And back down, and that's one. We're gonna do 11 more of those. So as you come up, what you wanna pay attention to is, of course, your form, your core. You wanna make sure that you're not bending over too far as you are doing this exercise. You don't want your back to be wiggling back and forth. No, so long as that core is tight, and again, bringing that belly button to spine, that is how you're gonna make sure that core stays engaged and you're not bending over in all sorts of directions that you shouldn't be. Another thing too, pick a weight that is challenging for you, but is not so heavy that it's throwing off your balance. If you are using momentum to get the weight up, that weight is too heavy for you. In turn though, make sure the weight's challenging. Make sure you actually feel like you're doing something while you're doing this exercise. And granted, it may be that as you begin the exercise, it doesn't feel too heavy, and as you continue on, it starts to feel heavy. That's perfectly fine. We'll do 2 more of these. But you, at the end of the day, want to feel like you did something. All right. So that is our first set. And now we are gonna come down to plank elbow taps. So we're really gonna be shredding our upper body and our shoulders. So we're gonna come into plank position. And then you're just gonna bring that knee to elbow. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right. You can either go down, you can go up, but either way, we're done. Grab a sip of water or rest for a couple of seconds, and then it's back at it. And I think the thing that makes changing your habits, your routine, etc., I think the thing that makes it the most difficult is the level of accountability that requires. Like, and maybe that's me saying the quiet part out loud, maybe I'm making it up, but I feel like that's the thing that makes it hardest to stick, is holding yourself accountable. And by holding yourself accountable, I don't mean beating yourself up. I don't mean filling yourself with recrimination, rumination, self-flagellation. I'm not talking about that. That's not accountability. Accountability is, for example, I want to create a habit of going to the gym, 4 to 5 times a week. And so I may make the mistake of, all right, I'm going to try to hit the gym all 4 days this week or all 5 days this week. And I don't make it all 5 days. I only work out 2, 3 days at most. And, I get discouraged. I beat myself up because I wasn't able to make it all 5 days. And so where it goes from beating myself up, feeling guilty about not achieving what I had wanted to achieve, I instead say, okay, what were the things that led to me not going to the gym those other days? Were there things that were out of my control? Is it something, that I just make the conscious choice to not go? Which, hey, that happens. Can I own that, though, that I made the conscious choice to not go? Can I own that there was not something blocking me from going? I just straight up didn't want to go. Or can I also, look back and say, all right, maybe trying to go 4 to 5 times a week right off the bat when I have not stepped foot in a gym, and I can't even think of how long, might have been a little much. And that's the other thing too about accountability and habit changing. All right, we'll do 2 more. Are my expectations realistic? Am I perhaps setting myself up for failure by purposely creating a standard that I know I can't meet? So therefore, when I do this, it's almost as a form of self-sabotage because I knew I couldn't do it, but for some unknown reason, I thought I could, and when I can't, I get discouraged. It makes me not want to go anymore. So again, accountability is being able to look at yourself and go, well, okay, maybe that was a little much. Let's maybe instead aim for going 2 to 3 times a week to start, and then we build on top of that. All right, plank taps again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right, let's get a sip of water. So I think, again, that accountability can be really what gets in the way of forming and maintaining good habits. But accountability is not easy. It's not easy to look at yourself in the mirror and go, okay, now see, you was tripping, right? That's not what you should have did, right? It's not easy to look at yourself in the mirror and 1, admit that, and then 2, take it a step further and go, okay, so what can we do better for next time? And then take it a step further beyond that and actually doing it. None of that's easy. None of it. But it's what's needed for growth. It's what's needed to hold yourself accountable to the commitments that you made. That's how you build up that trust in yourself, because you trust yourself to get done what you said you want to get done. You're holding those promises, those commitments to yourself. And that's what shines through. That's that almost unconscious mental glow that shines through when you stay committed to a health and wellness practice. That glow that people see, that's you honoring that commitment to yourself. That's you honoring yourself. That's you saying, I hold myself accountable, I am capable of doing these things. And whether that's you doing these workouts here with me virtually or doing them with me in person as a personal trainer, you're doing it. That's the important part. But again, it's not an easy thing to do. And a lot of people run from accountability. Or rather, they're cool with holding other people accountable, but when it comes time to hold themselves accountable, oh no, can't have that. All right, let's do 3 more. And ultimately, that's what stunts you. You have to be open to hearing feedback. You have to be open to hearing that, maybe your way isn't the way that's really going to be effective or really is going to work. Let's try something different. Sometimes you need somebody to come up to you and say, that's not realistic. Let's tailor our expectations accordingly. And that is another part of accountability, as I've been stating. All right, last set of plank knee taps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Woo! Good job, everybody. Grab a sip of water. Maybe change your weights up. Next exercise is a bent over row. If you do not have a bench, go and grab a chair. You can use the back of it or any other upright apparatus that is steady and stable. All right. Come on, funk music. But yeah. And as my job as a personal trainer, as I've stated before, I can't do the work for you but I certainly can help guide you, lead you in aspects of health and fitness. But that accountability part, that's that's probably one of the few areas where, as a PT, my help is limited. Because at the end of the day, that's all on you, baby boo. All right. So, say a PT is a partner in your accountability, but you have to be the main driver. So, bent over row. Let's count it off. Keep that back straight. 1, 2. Keep the elbow tight. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Now we're gonna switch arms. All right. Once again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. And then for our core workout, we're gonna do leg raises. If you have a bench, you can stay on the bench. Otherwise, you are more than welcome to come to the ground. So you're just gonna lay back. Make sure your head is on the bench. And then we're just gonna do leg raises. Come up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put my hands on my back. There we go. Whoop. 5. Whew. 6. Things they don't tell you about when you have a butt, how hard these exercises all of a sudden become. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? Take a rest. If you want to change your weights, you can. These are 15s. I'm gonna take it up to 20. I wish we had 18s. All right. I know for me, in my own journey, holding myself accountable was not an easy thing to do. Honoring that commitment to myself to say, okay, you're gonna get up and you're gonna do this thing. That was hard. And here's the thing, again, accountability is not an all or nothing proposition. If you don't make it, then that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But as I said before, it's instead just saying, okay, you know what, we didn't do that. That's okay. Here's what we're gonna do for next time. Here's where I can improve to make this go smoother next time. Or just straight up, you didn't wanna go? Like, yeah, I didn't wanna go. 1, 2, but what I'm basically saying is 3. Accountability is not guilt. 4, 5, 6, nor is it 7, 8, 9, throwing it all out. 10, 11, 12. No, accountability, like I said, is just you acknowledging, like, okay, that happened. Now here's what we're gonna do differently for next time, to be better. And then once you know better, as the saying goes, you do better. All right, I'm gonna do in and out this time so it's easier on this. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, we ended at 12 for right now. Okay, grab water, rest up. Then we have our last set before we move into our chest exercise. And again, I think the biggest mistake people tend to make with fitness is that they always want to go all in right away, like hit the ground running 110%. And when I do fitness assessments talking to members who are in essence looking to do that, I always strongly discourage them from doing that. Simply because you show up with all the enthusiasm and gusto and then you hurt yourself or you get too sore, you're too tired, you know. You have to take your time with this. It is not going to be linear even. And, you know, give yourself grace. 1, 2, I think that's the other thing accountability gives us. It gives you grace. 3, 4, 5. It's not an excuse to, you know, do harmful things or to be unkind to yourself, but it does at least give you an idea of a rundown of like, okay, you know, this is the choice that I made. It's the choice that I made. That's the beginning and the end of it. There's no judgment tied to it. And now, next time, this is what I will do instead. Rinse and repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, we are done with the bent over rows, so we can go ahead and put the weights back. We will do one more core, and then we have our last exercise, and then we'll go into our cool down. All right. You can either do in, out, or you can do up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, we'll go to 16 this time. 16. That's just because I want us to make sure we have enough time to do our exercise. So don't go thinking I'm going soft or easy on you now. I'm just trying to allot for time. Okay, if you have a bench, you can keep the bench out. Otherwise, you can do this exercise on the ground. So this exercise is a chest fly. So similar to a setup of a bench press, or similar to a setup of a bench press. Gonna bring them up to shoulder height. If you're short like me, you can put your feet up on the bench if that is more comfortable for you. And fly, so unlike a press where you push upwards, a fly, you're gonna turn your wrists facing each other and you're gonna come in like this. So it's like you're coming in for a hug. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. And then for our core, we're gonna do flutter kicks. So similar to what we did. You're gonna lay down flat on the bench, legs come out, and then you're just gonna flutter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. All right. Woo! Grab some water, and then we're right back at it. So, not that anybody's ever asked, but the reason why I like to do core workouts mixed in with my resistance training sets is honestly simply because if I don't do it then, it ain't gonna get done. There's no great big reason behind it. There's no real huge scientific reason behind it. If there is, I can maybe find some research about it and I can see. But I do it because this way I'm ensuring that I am working everything, because I'm all about total strength. I like to be strong all over. 1, and the core is your foundation for everything. 3, 4, 5, and when you have a weak core, 6, 7. It can make it hard to do certain exercises. 8, 9, 10. Let's say, or it makes it that much more difficult to go up in weight, as opposed to you work your core, you feel everything, at least in my opinion, I feel everything connect that much better. All right, flutter kicks. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. All right. Last set. And then we'll go into our cool down. And then you will be free from my clutches. Mwahaha. And also, here's another thing too. You're not always gonna feel like going to the gym. That's a discussion for another day. But you want a piece of realness right now? Much as I'm having fun doing this with y'all, put it like this. Like I said, I am not a gym rat. I enjoy working out, but I also enjoy my rest. I enjoy my stillness, my quiet. And sometimes you just straight up don't feel like it. But that is where discipline comes in, because motivation is not always going to be there. It's true. And you could say, well, Olivia, it's your job. Of course you're going to be there. You know, the way that does not always stop people would astound you. But I am someone who prides himself on a strong work ethic. And at the end of the day, I do truly enjoy this. I truly enjoy what I do. Does that mean I always want to do it, though? I'm human. I can admit that. But I have found on those days where I'm like, man, let me just drag my butt to the gym, I do feel a lot better. So, you know, there's something to be said for that. And I can't ever say that I don't ever enjoy doing this, working with clients. But discipline sometimes is the rule of the day, because sometimes you just don't feel like doing it. And that's okay. I think that's fair and human to admit that. And I'm always somebody, too, where it's like, I may complain, but I'm going to still do it. Try not to complain too much, though. Excuse me. All right, and we're going to do arm circles. Today was a good workout. I thought it was a good workout. I'm happy that we did this, guys. All right, and go in the other direction. All right. And let's go for that scapula stretch. Be all nice and warmed up, ready to conquer the day, go to bed, or what have you, whatever you got going on after this. You'll enter it feeling strong. Thank you for joining me.